Hi, Leslie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Hi, Marilyn.
Hi there, how are you?
Not too bad. Hello, Jean.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys?
Hi, June. Hi, Fred.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, Fran.
Good afternoon.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jeannie.
How was the stuff this morning?
It was fantastic. Actually, it's the best number of people I've seen in years.
Oh, that's nice. Probably everybody wants to get out and commemorate the day and
Well, a lot of the people I haven't seen for 2 years, so
well, that's good. Do we have quorum?
not yet, I don't think.
Something, yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon, Joey.
Hi,
Hi,
Joey.
Joey. Hi, Joey.
Is Joanne on?
Yes, I'm here.
Do we have quorum yet, Joanne?
How many people are on this committee and what
Is
is
Joanne on?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see, where's our minutes? Our minutes will tell us. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need 5. Right? And we have to get moving because we don't know how long Elaine can stay on. Is Dan on? So we got
Yeah,
1,
yes, he's on.
3, 4, 5, and Dan's on, so we got 6.
Muted, Jean, I can't hear anything.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Sorry.
Okay, is everybody can hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, so we got 6, so can we get, and we don't, is Sebastian coming? So Joanne, can we get started?
Yes, you can start.
Okay, so I'm going to call the meeting to order, 102. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented for today's meeting?
I move.
Dan moved. A seconder, anybody? Okay, I'll get Leslie.
Yeah.
Do you want any changes to the agenda or is it okay? I'll call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
Okay, then it's.
Yeah, I can't hear. I'm logging back in.
And I can't find my video. I'm here, but I can't see my camera.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I know why. Never mind.
Brianna, you
Dumb.
can't hear
I
anything?
just need to.
Rihanna just moved.
Brianna? No, she can't hear.
she
Oh,
says she's logging back in.
yeah, she's gonna log back in.
Okay, so we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still have enough to adopt the minutes. So I want, I'm going to adopt a motion to adopt the minutes.
I'll move.
Elaine, a seconder.
I'll second.
Joey, anybody want to make any changes to the minutes? Okay, all in favor? Okay, it's carried. Declaration of pecuniary interests. Okay, nobody does. Okay, committee calendar update. I'm going to wait until Rihanna hopefully comes back in. We'll wait 2 seconds.
There she is.
Here she is.
Rihanna, can you hear us now?
Hang on, she's still.
Is she on mute? Are you on?
Brianna, can you hear us?
Is she on mute?
No, she doesn't seem to be.
I don't know. I guess we could use the chat thing, right? That would be the technical way to do it.
Okay,
It's okay, I'm in. Thank you.
oh, there you are.
Yeah, sorry about that. And sorry about, as Elaine said, I had surgery yesterday, so I'm lying on the couch with my knee elevated and nice. So
Oh, gee,
get me in my pajamas, people.
that's good. That's it.
Okay. I want to talk about the calendar. I'm going to, hopefully this meeting won't be long for a lot of reasons. I just want to, I sent you the Thorold Age-Friendly 22-23 calendar sponsor form. And on the sponsor form, the calendar are giveaways by sponsors and available at locations such as municipal offices, library, tourism center, and 2022 games. There would note there was going to be 1,000 calendars for 2022 and 1,500 for 2023. The latter and the 2023 game calendars were mostly going to be distributed for during the Canada Games. And the sponsors were going to get 50 calendars of the 2022 year. So we got recent pricing and we're not able to do the 2 calendars. It's too costly. The lower amount you do, the more you pay. And there's 2 setup costs for doing 2 years. And costs have also increased. These prices are only good for like 3 weeks and then I have to get them requoted. So due to COVID, due to the price of doing 2 calendars, we can't do the 2022 calendars. So what's being proposed is that we do somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 of just the 2023 calendars, which will be almost the same quantity. If we do 2,000, it'll be 500 less than what we were originally doing. If we're able to scrape a little bit more money together, we do 2,500, it'll be the same quantity. The sponsors will still get 50 calendars. They were guaranteed 50 calendars. They're still going to get 50 calendars, but they were going to get 50 calendars of the 2022 year. Now they'll get 50 calendars of the 2023 year. So they're still getting their 50 calendars. So that's the same. So I have to produce some kind of letter, and I did a rough one, but I saw you had it in your package, but there were some mistakes in the quantities that I quoted in there. So I have to redo it and massage that letter. So I have to tell the sponsors, and if any sponsor obviously wants to pull out, then they have the right to pull out. I suspect that most of them won't, because technically we're doing almost the same quantity. They still get their 50. And the advantage of doing only 2023 calendars is that for August, the picture is the Canada Games building. And all I can get right now for the Canada Games building is a half completed building. Every picture I can get is the roof has stuff on it. The outside isn't finished. So by March, I should be able to get a pretty good picture to put in the August month. So first of all, are there any questions about these changes?
Yeah, I have one. Thanks, Jean.
Okay.
Is it okay to chair to
Yeah.
speak? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
The only question I have is, you said you need a 3-week, the quotes are only lasting 3 weeks. Probably most likely doing the 23, which makes sense. And I understand, are you have to get a requote, or is somebody going to firm up that price for you now?
No, nobody will firm up the price now. These quotes are, because there's always specials going on with them. I'll have to go out and get quotes in March again.
Okay, so I guess my next question is, did they give you any indication, or are you thinking that, because I understand price increasing. I mean, it happens, inflation, and with COVID and, something stuck in on a boat somewhere, we get it. But the difference is, do you think that you're going to have a big variable for a new quote?
I don't think,
Is that 6 months from now?
no, that's not. It's about 3 months. Oh, yeah, it is. 6
Okay.
months. I know. Well, November, December. No, you're
No,
right.
that's okay. Yeah. Whatever. Regardless, did they give you any indication?
No, they can't give you any indication.
Okay.
The difference might be in the quote that, maybe we can do the 2,500 and maybe we'll have to, or else maybe we'll have to stick to the 2,000. It might,
Right. Okay.
it might be,
Fair enough.
it might be quantity.
Okay. Thanks.
So it is, I have to tell the sponsors, if they do want to pull out, they can. They're still getting their 50 copies, which they'll have the whole year to distribute. It's a 2023 calendar. I suspect most of the sponsors won't pull out. And I'll have to do a nice letter, and I'll have to get that out. But I didn't want to get anything out until I mentioned it to the committee. So that's an update on the calendar. Is there any?
Jeannie, just another question. Will they be ready for the Canada Games?
My hope is that they're going to be ready in April. And the reason for April is I think they'll be starting people coming already, April of 2023. I think people will start visiting us April, May. So I hope, so we want to have them ready at the beginning when athletes and tourists and everybody come. So
Can they not be ready by December 22? Why would you wait all the way till past the first 3 months?
because the calendar isn't ready yet.
I realize that, but if the calendar is for 23,
Yeah.
they should be ready no later than December of 22.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, but then we missed the calendar. Then we missed, the whole reason for the calendar was to be a promotional item for 2020, for 2023, for the 2022 games.
Yeah, so my question was, will they be ready for the 2022 games?
Yes, because we want the calendars printed somewhere in April of 2022.
Right, okay,
Okay.
Does that make sense?
that makes sense.
Mhm.
April 2022 for the 23 calendar, so that we can use them as giveaways during the Canada Games.
Yep, it's even better than it was before because giving 22 calendars out in July of 22 was, to me,
Well,
was
we were-
absurd.
Yeah, no, we were going to we were going to have 1,000 that we were going to give away as just, anyway, I think this works out even better. And the quantities are almost the same, except they're 2023 calendars available in April 2022.
Perfect.
So there'll be lots of time to as giveaways for the Canada Games.
So should there be a motion, Jeannie, to go ahead with this as long as the pricing is reasonable?
If you want to do a motion, that's fine with me. A
I
motion-
think you should. I can't do a motion, so I'm just
Okay.
suggesting that you do.
Okay, so the motion would be that we do not produce any 2022 calendars. That the calendars will be all for the 2023 year. And the quantities will be 2,000 to 2,500, depending on pricing. Available in April of 2022 for distribution for the Canada Games and for the residents of Thorold. Is there anything, and the other thing is, and that the sponsors be notified of this change. And the other thing would be the sponsors will still receive 50 copies of the 2023 calendars.
Without asking for any more money from them.
Without, yeah, because they were always going to get 50 copies.
Yeah.
So we're not reneging on that. They're going to get their 50 copies. It's just going to be a 2023 calendar.
That's true, but I'm concerned about how much it's going to go up and how much of an overrun.
We're not going to do an overrun. We're going to produce 2,000 or 2,500, depending on whatever the pricing will allow us to do.
Okay.
So
Can you put it in that motion that there will be no cost overrun?
well, if there, I don't want to, I want to put that it'll be between, well, we've got 4,900 technically for this project. Like, for example, next year, if it was 5,000 or 5,200 and we could put a little bit more from our budget, like $200 extra, would we not possibly consider it to do 2,500 instead of 2,000?
Yeah, but still, as long as
I
there's a
know it
limit.
needs to be in the motion.
Okay, so what would you
Have
also
to be in the motion that we would incur any added costs up to 250, 500. It needs to be in the motion now. So
Exactly.
if this group can change, things change, it needs to it needs to be in the motion for it to be a valid. I believe if somebody else, Joanne wants to step in or anybody,
Well, it can't be in the motion because we don't have a budget for next year. So basically at a cost, so it should be at a cost of 4,900.
So you would put up to 4,900 in the
Okay,
motion.
Okay, put up to 4,900. And then if there's anything next year, we'll figure it out next year.
You have to have a cost in there though, otherwise you could come in at 6,000 and find we're good. We have to be good for it.
Yeah, no, up to 4,900. Now, this is assuming that also that finance will let us carry forward our $500 for the budget from our current year budget. Right, because we haven't spent the money for the calendar this year, but it's technically committed.
then I think we have to be very clear on this motion. Because the difference is if you defeat a motion, it's just Robert's rules. You have to be very careful on what you put in order, and Fred would know from council and Dan with his board, you just need to, and many others, like you've all had experience. And we don't want to get caught in how there was a little bit of upset earlier this year. So if we have it correctly and very clearly stated, then because now we're saying if we bring money forward. I don't know if anybody has any suggestions on how to make it a little clear or.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just thinking, I'm sorry, I'm a little vague today.
That's okay.
Dan has a comment, Jeannie.
Dan?
Might I suggest that we try and simplify the motion?
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do.
No, but I mean, so to include every parameter isn't realistic because there's some
No.
things that are unpredictable.
To change.
So what we're talking about here is the change from having it split between 2 years worth of calendars down to one. Isn't that really all we need to approve? The fact that we're going to put the resources, whatever they are, whenever they come, whatever the cost out there, we're putting the resources of the calendar into 1 year's worth of supply, as opposed to spread across 2 years of calendars. I believe that's what we're at.
And I think you're right. I think the difference though is that we have to say, as you just said it, that we, no matter what the resources, in other words, that we are able to use resources. That's my fear.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read what I have and then we can see where
Yeah.
changes need to be made?
Go for it, Joanne.
Okay, so I have that the age-friendly committee not produce any 2022 calendars, and that the age-friendly committee produce 2023 calendars. So that can probably be into one. I have, and that the quantity printed be 2,000 or 200 or 2,500, depending on pricing available and available. Yeah. And then I have, and that the calendars be used for promotional items in the Canada Summer Games and for the residents of Thorold. And that the sponsors are notified of the change. And that the cost not be more than $4,900. So the motion is very big.
And
That's what I got from what Jean was saying quickly earlier.
And that the sponsors still will receive 50 calendars each.
Okay.
See, there's no change there. We've already agreed on all that.
Yeah,
Why are we trying to include in this motion what's already in the plan?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, technically, that's the plan. Okay, Elaine?
Yeah, so the plan's in place. The only difference that I understand is that we're bringing it down to 1 year instead of 2.
Yeah, that's the only difference.
Why not a motion just to say that we'll print 1 year's worth instead of 2?
And that the sponsors be notified.
Sure.
Yeah, so we can, okay, so let's put that the age-friendly produce 2023 calendars only. That the sponsors be notified of the change and that a cost of up to $4,900 be approved.
Isn't the
Yeah.
cost already approved?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
just
Don't
stay
know what
within-
the motion-
Yeah, we've received, we've received
Okay.
1,100, we've received $400 from 11 sponsors, which is $4,400. So that money the city has. And we have $500 in our budget. So that's $4,900.
Right, so
Right.
the money that you've received from sponsors, is that written anywhere that it's specifically for the calendars? Like, is it written in a motion in the previous motion?
Yes,
Yes.
that's why the sponsors
Okay.
gave it. That's
Perfect.
why, yeah, and we've got signed forms from all the sponsors when they gave us the money.
Okay,
Then there's no point, then when there's no need to override the previous, right? Isn't that what you're saying, Dan? No need to override the previous one, only the change from dropping the 2022 calendars.
that's right. So if it's already been passed in a motion, we don't need to do it again. We just need to do the motion for the change.
Okay, so then Dan's motion stands then.
Elaine has something to say.
Elaine, go for it.
Yeah, can we? I just said to advise sponsors in writing of the change. And you can word it in there somewhere. And then to stay with, my mind's going blank here too. To advise sponsors in writing of the change. Do we have to state what the change is, Joanne?
So this is what I have now. That the
Okay,
age-friendly committee produce 2023 calendars and that the sponsors be notified of the change in writing.
okay, 2023
That's
good.
calendar
Period.
only.
That's
That-
exactly right.
That would be my motion, the
Okay.
way
Yeah,
you
it
just
would
read it,
have to
Joanne.
be only.
Okay, I'll add the
That
word.
would
only.
eliminate the 2022s.
Okay,
And then just to stay within budget of $4,900.
I would leave that out because that's already said, because I would leave that out.
Okay,
okay, so that the age-friendly committee produce only 2023 calendars and that the sponsors be notified of the change in writing.
That's it.
yeah,
I
And I
second Dan.
Okay, so Dan moves it. Okay.
Marilyn
seconded by
seconded
Marilyn, is there any
Yeah.
more discussion on this? Okay, it's carried.
No, we have to have the vote first.
Oh, vote? Okay, sorry, it's carried.
That was carried.
Sorry, guys.
no problem.
Okay. So part of the process, we had a photographer form, which I sent you. And the photographer form explained, okay, it said on the form, I sent it to you late today, so you might have not seen it. It says Thorold age-friendly 2023, 2022, 23 wall calendar photographer form. And in the middle, it says $50 rent will be provided for each photo chosen per month. Now, when we were doing this, we thought that, and they condone we were going to have one photograph on each month, but no month has one photograph. The minimum photograph on a month, maybe the August month might be one, but all the rest of the months have 4 to 9 photos. Okay, so I just want to explain it. Name of photographer and city will be printed with each photo, and you don't have to worry about that. We're doing that. Each photographer will feature a photo, receive up to 10 copies of the calendar for personal distribution. The deadline is okay. And all they had to do was submit the photos to me. Okay. And then Tony Vandermaas has not only submitted a multitude of photos, he has taken photos to fill certain months. Like, for example, one month features all of the houses, features a number of historic buildings in Thorold. And he had some of those buildings, but we wanted to include Port Robinson and Allenburg building. So he actually went to take 2 of those photos. We needed a nighttime photo of the Kissing Rock to go with our Welland Canal because we only had a daytime photo. He went to take that. So besides the multitude of photos he submitted, and we've chosen quite a few of them. So I think an honorarium of $50 for that. The form was submitted. There's no place on the form that we needed a signature or anything. All it had to do was that they had to come to me and that they're verified that we use those photos. And then there was, I'm suggesting a second $50 honorarium. I sent you these forms late. He made a number of collages for us because two of the months have collages. It's Dan's month, and it's November is a collage on let us not forget. What's the lest we forget? And he used 11 of his photos to make that collage for November, and he also produced Dan's collage, which he also took a picture of the building. He went out and took a special picture, and he also submitted a number of other collages for us that we're not using. So, and I suggest that we give him $50 for the 11 photos and the collage he made in November, and also the collage he made for Dan's month. I think this is very reasonable. We had the form. The only requirement was that the photos get sent to me. The only requirement was that the name and address be put on this. We're not paying him $50 per photo. And he has spent countless hours on this. There was an article in the Thorold News which says photo landmarks. Oh, wait a minute. However, photos of Thorold landmarks with people are subject to consideration. Photos will be the same for both calendars, and applicants will receive $50 for every photo selected per month. Obviously, we're not going to give $50 per month. I'm suggesting $100 in total for the two. I think we've met the criteria by filling out the form. So I want to put a motion that we accept the calendar form that was produced, and that we give Tony a total of $100 for all of the photos and all of the collages and all of the per the photographer form.
Gina, motion's not needed. I just have the form, so we'll just process the forms, as that was what was discussed at a previous meeting.
Okay, so we don't need a motion.
No, because in before, like in a previous meeting, you said that you were going to be having forms, right? They just had to submit the photos, and then if they submitted the photos, then we would give them money for the photos. So the forms are fine. They're being processed.
Okay.
Okay.
So then the forms are processed, and he'll get his $100 little honorary or whatever we want to call it. Okay, thank you. So that one's taken care of. Okay, Christmas luncheon. In our budget, we had $75 for a speaker for the Senior Citizen Center. I think we were going to do it in November, but obviously we never used the budget. I want to use that $75, and I would like to increase it by $25 to a total of $100 upon receipt of an invoice from the Senior Center. And the money would go, they're having, in fact, I made the contact with Elaine's help and John D'Amico's help. A comedian, Tony Vendetti, is going to come. He's a Thorold resident. He was a former Thorold resident. And he's going to come and just hopefully give us a laugh for 20 minutes. He's not charging anything, but we have to give him something as an honorarium. Plus the $100 would go for that, and for anything else to help out for the Christmas luncheon, like a coffee, and they've got some poinsettias that they're giving out. So it would help for miscellaneous things for the Christmas luncheon. So I guess, do we need a motion? It's already in the budget, $75. I want to increase it to 100. Is there any discussion on this? Is everybody okay with it? Do we need a motion? I'm open to however to move this item forward.
Yes, you do need to have a motion for a budget overrun of $25.
Can I have, who moved it? Did anybody move it?
And
I did.
Anybody second it? Leslie seconds it. I'll call any, okay, can I have any other comments? Can I have a, can I call the question? All in favor? Okay, I think that's carried. I don't see any objections. Okay, so we'll get an invoice from the senior center for $100. Is that what I need to do, Joanne? Or
Yes.
do-
Yep.
Okay, so I'll do that. Okay, I also want your opinion on this other matter. We bought giveaways. We bought, if anybody remembers, shoe bag giveaways. I think we were going to give them out 2 years ago at our June Senior of the Year event. We always used to give out something in June. And obviously, they're still sitting in my basement. If you recall them, you have seen them. If you recall them, I think some of you got some because I think we gave them to you at our Christmas luncheon, at one Christmas luncheon. If you don't, I will save some so you get them. Do we want to give those items out as a giveaway at the Christmas luncheon, or do we want to wait until next June? Next June, we'll have the calendars to give out. What are your thoughts on these shoe bags that I have in my basement that we were going to give out as giveaways 2 years ago?
Jane, I don't remember seeing them. So it's something that you carry golf shoes in or something like that. And does it have our logo on it?
It has our logo on it. It has a zipper on it. I'm using them right. I play bowling and I've got my bowling shoes in it.
Thanks. Yeah.
How many are
Nice
there?
idea, being it's winter and people have an extra pair of shoes, not golf, obviously, but for if you have your boots and stuff, I think that's a nice idea. You've already bought them. They've been sitting in your basement 2 years. Get rid of them. Not get rid of them. I haven't seen them. I wouldn't want one too.
I'll make sure I have enough for all the committee members. There's quite a few. There's a whole box of them.
Well, maybe that's a nice idea then, give it out at Christmas. If people are actually getting together, it's always nice for them to have a little bit.
There's a Christmas dinner on December 2nd for members of the senior center. So we would give them out at the Christmas and announce that this is a gift from Age Friendly in the city of Thorold.
Yeah, that's a very nice idea. I'm all in favor.
Okay, Joanne, do we need a motion for that?
Yeah, you can do a motion.
Okay, so Rihanna, a motion, would you move that we give out the shoe bags at the December 2nd Christmas luncheon at the senior center?
Yes.
Okay, and can I have a seconder for that? Marilyn, is there any more discussion on this matter? No, okay. Then can I call to question? The question, all in favor? I think everybody's in favor. And anybody object? Okay, that's carried. Do I have all my money matters done? Jesus, I do. Well, thank you, people. Okay, budget allocation process. We were looking for some kind of official policy. Is there any progress on that, Joanne?
So there won't be an official policy, but what we're going to do is we're going to amend every committee's terms of reference to include a little budget paragraph. The reason why we can't do an official policy is because the library would be incorporated into that policy, and we don't want that.
The library isn't incorporated. The library is a separate entity. It's not.
Right. It would be a city
committee.
policy. It would not be a committee policy. It's a city policy, which is why they're part of the city. So they would fall under the policy as well. So we're just going to amend everyone's terms of references. They all need to be amended and looked at anyway. So it's the perfect time to add that little blurb in for the budget.
And when is that going to be done?
It's part of my goals as a deputy city clerk. So I am working on that now. I have 2 terms of references going to the next council meeting. I have one for the Parks, Trails and Rec Committee, and I have one going for the Road Safety Committee. So I do believe that at every meeting, I will likely have 1 or 2 to go going forward. And all the committees will have the exact same wording.
Okay. All right, thank you for your work on this. And I do want to thank Joanne for all her, because I asked her about all of this money stuff beforehand, and she went to the finance. Sometimes I didn't like what they said, but she did find out things, and it much different than what I had before. So I do want to thank you, Joanne, for your help on this. Okay, so we'll leave that until we see some revised terms of reference. Is that where we're going with that one? Joanne?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, rack cards, you were, I don't, did you find anything if Thorold High students could help us? Oh, sorry, is somebody want to say something? Did I miss a hand? Okay, rack cards, something about we were gonna check with Thorold High students?
Yes, so I have not received a response from the high school yet. I don't know if he's very busy, but I've been trying to get a hold of him without success, but that's okay. I'm going to keep trying. But I did find I'm playing. So the Canada Post has an app, I guess, on their website that you can kind of play around with and see how much it would cost in certain areas, right? I showed you a little bit of it last time. And I've continued to play with it over the last few weeks to try and get the cost lower. I think I've got it lower, but I don't know if these costs change or not. I mean, because if we don't deliver them right away, then the cost might change, right? Just like making the calendar, the cost might change. So the total that I have now for all 4 of the sections, so it would be the new development in Mountain View, the new development in that Empire is doing, the Exelon location, and the Queen Street area, and then I have Rolling Meadows.
Okay,
So the cost of that would be $1,075.91. And that would be for, hold on a second. I didn't count the amount of houses here. Just a second. So the total houses would be. Sorry, one second. I got to use calculator. So roughly 5,275. So 5,275 houses in those 4 locations for $1,075.91. I can send the maps through to the committee.
okay.
And we can continue these discussions. When did you want to get these out?
Well, okay, so let's just talk about this, and I have to go back for one other thing. Okay, it's not, right now, I'm looking at our budget, and it's not in our budget specifically. No. So
No,
it would
not as a line item.
not as a line item. It would be an unbudgeted approval thing. But we would still, we spent about $1,000, and we supposedly have $3,000. So $1,000. So we supposedly have $3,000. So we'd have to ask for a budget, like we'd be within our budget, but not as a specific line item. So we'd have to ask for an unbudgeted, your process that you do, unbudgeted overrun or unbudgeted item approval.
It would be a budget overrun.
Okay. Okay, Fred?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Joanne, could we move by motion funds from this free swim movie night and the intergenerational bocce tournament, $1,000 or whatever it is, $1,075 from there to this specific item?
Yes, so that's exactly what we would do. We would move the funds from the 2 events or 1 event, whichever you choose, to do this new rack card promotion.
So Jeannie, I would suggest that a motion be brought forward to move the funds from the other 2 events that didn't happen so that we can get this done.
Okay.
Excuse me, before we do a motion, I wanted to ask these 5,275 houses, they're all on city water, correct? So why can't we do like we did, I don't know, I think it was 4 years ago, put the rack cards in the water bills? That would cost us nothing.
I did speak to water department about that at the last meeting, and I don't think that they are on board with that. But I can definitely try again. But you're right, they are all on a meter, on the water meter. I just looked it up again. I believe they are all on the water meter. I can definitely
just
try
don't-
again, bring it back to the next meeting if you'd like to get a confirm yes or a confirm no.
I'd hate to spend over $1,000 when we're mailing out water bills anyway. And for some reason, the city did allow us in the past to put a rack card in the water bill envelope. And we all volunteered from the committee to stuff the envelopes. So it didn't take the city workers any extra work.
So what I can do is I can definitely go back to the water department and bring, like I said, a confirmed no or a confirmed yes at the next meeting, and then we can do our motion if we wanted to spend the money at that point.
We have to do this in December because we want to do it from the, if we need to do it from this year's budget, we need to do it from this year's budget. Correct?
Yes.
So we have to have it, okay. So do we want to pass the motion or do we want to defer it until the December meeting?
We could always do that the age-friendly committee spend up to a maximum of, let's say, $1,100. If
Required.
if required, like if we cannot put the rack cards in the water bill type of thing,
Okay,
right? So you have your motion if we can't put it in the water bill, but then if we can, it's fine.
okay. I like that idea. That gives us, I like that idea. I personally like that idea. I don't know how the rest of the committee members feel. Do you like that idea?
So I think Joey's point is very well taken, right? Obviously, no one wants to spend money unnecessarily. The only thing, Joanne, like what would be the why?
Unfortunately, I can't answer that. I don't know. I'm not in that department.
Maybe there's something that can be worked out.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a discussion.
Joey
with
certainly
them
had
to
it covered.
see- Yeah, and I know we've done this in the past, so I'm not sure. I can't answer that question.
But can we pass that motion so that if we can put it in the water bill, we're covered, and if we can't, we're covered under this budget, and then this thing will be finished with? And Joanne, if there's any bundling required, because I know when we did election stuff, you used to have to bundle them and take them to the post office. If there's anything like that that's required, I'd be glad to help out with that. What you've got at City Hall, they're in 25 bundles, I think. And I've got some more here if necessary.
Okay.
So I will help with anything like that, with any bundling of groupings and anything if they have to be taken to the specific post office.
Okay, so did you want this motion? Did the committee want the motion or no?
Yes, I think we should. Okay, I would like to, a mover of that motion, that we spend up to $1,100 to mail the rack cards if it is not possible to put any or all of the rack cards with the city water bills.
Okay, so it's actually going to be a two-part motion because we need to have the motion to the budget overrun motion.
Okay,
So
okay.
what are the two activities that we are removing from?
Okay, so you lead us in what the motion should be, and then we'll get a mover and a seconder.
Okay, so I have that the age-friendly committee move funds from what events did you say, Fred?
Do the house,
The free swim movie and the intergenerational bocce tournament.
Bocce. And what was the amount of those? Does anybody know?
$800 for the swim and $350 for the bocce tournament.
So 1150.
$11.50.
Okay, so that the age friendly committee moved funds from the free swim movie and bocce tournament events for a total amount of 150 to the rack card. What do you want to call it? The rack card promotional. I want to call it promotional event
or mailing.
or mailing. Okay, just mailing. Okay. And
Why don't you pass that one first?
Okay, yeah, we can do two different ones if you want.
Okay, do we have a mover for that? Dan, and a seconder is Leslie. Okay, any more discussion on it? I'll call the question. All in favor? Joey, are you for? or against?
Sorry.
Okay, all right, so I
Yeah.
think everybody's in favor, okay. All right, then it's carried, okay, and what's the second motion, Joanne? Thank you.
That the age-friendly committee. I'm just trying to see here.
Explore the possibility of you,
So my amount was 1,075.91, which means it's higher than the amount that we just transferred over. So how much, what's the limit?
okay, well, why don't we put, and the novelty item, we have a novelty item of $150. So the motion, the free swim
1,300.
international body tournament and the novelty item, which we didn't spend this year, can we increase? That would, we have to reopen that motion then. Like,
We could do a friendly amendment to that, I think. That'll be okay.
can we do a friendly amendment to it to give us another $150?
And make it 1,300.
Is there a friendly amendment among the mover and the seconder?
Yeah.
Okay, and friendly amendment, Leslie, you okay? Okay, and then after we'll call it to question again. The question, okay. Any objections put up? No? I see none. Okay, then the friendly amendment has passed. Gee, it's a good thing we're friendly. Okay, and now the second motion is?
Okay, that the age-friendly committee spend up to $1,300. Should the rack cards, how do I want to word this? Should the rack cards,
Not be able to be mailed in the water bill?
yeah, able to be mailed with the water bills?
So that also helps us that if half of them could be mailed, then we'll save half of the money, right?
Correct. I do want to add as well that all these houses are not going to be mailed at the same time, as the water bills are every 3 months. So you might get one 3 months, one the next month, one the next month.
That's okay, as long as we covered the areas, we don't care. But the nice thing that this motion does is that it gets this off the table one way or another. If we have to mail them, we're gonna mail them, and if we can't, then we'll do them and we get it off the table.
And Canada Post will probably raise the prices January 1, 22, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have a mover and a seconder for this motion?
Brianne,
I have one quick question. How many people get their bills by email?
I cannot answer that question. I don't.
I
know.
do. I get mine by email and I get my taxes by email. So something like that wouldn't work for me.
That's true as well.
Good point.
Sorry? I don't get bills from the city. The city emails me my
Right.
bills.
Right, I know
And
some people,
therefore-
I don't know how far along they are with the electronic billing at this point.
Can
I
we-
think you have to sign up for it anyway. If you don't
Yeah.
want it, you get it, you get a hard copy. But I'm just one that gets both mine by email. So therefore, if I was one that needed to have one of those cards, I wouldn't get it.
there will be other places to pick them up though.
Yes.
You have to know about it first.
And no system is gonna be foolproof. There's no system that's gonna be 100%. So like we've got to kind of settle for the best option at this point.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the second part of this motion that we're passing, Joanne?
No, there's just the one part. So we did two separate motions instead of one motion. So the
Okay.
second motion that we're voting on now is that the age-friendly committee spend up to $1,300 should the rec cards not be able to be mailed with the water bills. And I have a mover of Rhiannon.
Brianna, and do we have a seconder? Anybody? Okay, I can't see.
Marilyn.
Marilyn, sorry, okay. And any more discussion on this? Thank you for bringing this to some kind of conclusion, Joanne. Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? Oh, okay, so no, any objections? Okay, it looks like it's carried. Okay. Okay, that's wonderful. Jesus. Okay, I am totally spent. Honestly, this everything has. I'm total, and I'm going to propose that the housing E, F, and G. No, that housing, all the housing stuff, and all the large font size stuff be deferred until our meeting of January 2022. I don't know if we need a motion on it or just committee agreement. And maybe that Fred and Sebastian and us should be meeting before that, just to recap and refamiliarize ourselves with all those motions. But I want to defer it until the January 2022 meeting. Is there any objection to deferring it?
No.
No. Okay, so we don't need a motion to defer, do we, Joanne?
No, we don't.
Okay, so those will be deferred and hopefully we'll have a way forward. I'm proposing that we don't have a formal meeting in December. I'm proposing that anybody who feels comfortable, and I can understand if somebody doesn't, that we meet at Cracker Jack's on December 9th, 2021 at noon and have an informal luncheon, and I'll bring shoe bags. I don't know if we need a motion for that. If there's or just that's what's planned, and if anybody can attend, they attend. Except you should let me know numbers by the Monday before, so that we can make reservations.
Send an email out just to remind us.
Okay, so we'll send an email out the Monday before. December 9th is a Wednesday, and then you can let me know if anybody is able to or wants to come. Is that okay?
Sounds
The ninth,
good.
the 9th is a Thursday.
The 9th is a Thursday. It would be our regular meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Any round table? I'll go with round table. Leslie?
Oh. Okay, we just had a annual general meeting for District 9. District 9 of the OHA includes Thorold, St. Catharines, Pelham, Fonthill, Ridgeway, Fort Erie, big area. I was just made an assistant director. In April, I may take over the directorship of the whole district.
Congratulations.
Well, my grandson said, I don't know whether I should be congratulating you. Anyway, because it's a lot of extra work. Anyway, I'm staying on as Thorold president, and we have our AGM on the 17th. And there'll be a display of making something Christmassy, whether it's something for your outside your door or a wreath or a table demonstration. Other than that, I don't think we have anything else. I'm just making up a speaker system, number of speakers for 2022. And it's amazing how prices have risen just because people are tied to Zoom. And I have people saying, oh, well, you only paid $150 last year for a half-an-hour presentation. Next year, it'll be $300. I'm looking for other speakers. I don't, that's highway robbery for half an hour. Oh, come on, I've done the presentations. So I don't know whether other groups and organizations are running into this problem, but it's significant, especially for a small society. Anyway, I won't vent any longer.
consumer price index has risen 6.4% since last year.
Well,
It's, okay, it's what everybody's facing. It's ridiculous. Fred,
Nothing today. Thank you.
Joey,
By the way, Jeannie, thank you very much for, this was a great meeting.
yeah, and I want to thank Joanne too, okay?
Yeah.
She has worked with us to make this work, so I want to thank her. Okay, Joey,
The chair of the Joint Accessibility Advisory Committee contacted me this morning. There's been a lady in Thorold, phone City Hall, made a complaint, and she was referred to the chair of the JAC. And so he's asked me to look into it, and it's regarding curbing on Front Street and permit parking. I haven't yet spoken to the lady, but I'll see what I can do. And I've explained that it was just renovated, as she probably well knows. But I will touch bases with her and see what we can do about it. In my mind and the rest of the committee, we've all looked at the plans initially when they hadn't even started digging up Front Street yet. And now that it's 99% complete, we don't see a problem with it. So I'm thinking maybe this lady has discovered something that we all missed, but I will take it up with her and see what we can resolve. Other than that, that's all I have.
Marilyn? Anything for roundtable? Marilyn, you're on
No.
mute.
Nothing.
Okay. Joanne,
I
anything?
just
for-
undid it.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Anything?
No, nothing anyway.
Okay. Joanne, anything for roundtable?
I just want to remind the group members, if there are any, that if you haven't submitted your vaccination policy, we do need that. That's it from me.
Thank you, Joanne. Dan?
Yeah, I'll take a minute just to share some thoughts with my good friends from the Age Friendly Committee. Just something that has become apparent in my experiences with friends and family, and some comments and conversations that I've been in the last little bit. There seems to have been no doubt that, as predicted early on in the pandemic, that it's taken a toll on a lot of us. It's proven to be pretty stressful, even if say you had your paycheck coming in and there wasn't anything dramatic that anyone had to deal with in particular. There's no doubt that it's had stress on us, just dealing with the issues around it. And we're seeing that. Last Thursday at Toolbox Niagara launched their 5th annual campaign. This is the campaign that James Simon started 5 years ago. He's a Thorold resident. And it's collecting donations of items for men who are homeless or living in poverty that need just basic toiletries and that type of thing, and other items that get put into a shoe box, and that's given to them as a gift. Yeah, I think he did over
Dropped off. Maybe dropped off at your office.
Yeah, we're one of the drop-off sites. We've got bins there set up right now. So these things, I forget how many units were done last year. It started with about 25 the first year. Unfortunately, the need's increasing. But so the campaign was launched at the TCAG lobby last Thursday, and there were a number of people there that spoke, including Thorold Fire Chief Jim Dixon, who he commented, because it's related to this issue, that based on the EMS experiences of him and his staff, his crew, they've seen such an incidence of these different related, whether they be substance related, just mental health issues, that they have encouraged the region of Niagara to declare a mental health crisis in Niagara. I've never heard of such a thing, but this is something that among the EMS community is afoot. Rhiannon, you might know about it as well. dealing in those frontline services. So I say it out of, interest and concern and compassion. And it's a reminder to me to try and be aware of what people are dealing with these days. It's not necessarily been easy. However, I'm going to wrap it up with my comment with something just a little more upbeat. I was able to stand up for the whole time and attend the Remembrance Day ceremony. Fred was there. I'm not sure if anyone else was there today at Memorial Park in Thorold. And I've been to most of them over the last 6 or 7 years. And that's two in a row, first of all, where it wasn't snowing or anything like that, which was nice. But I just thought it was just a warm and terrific experience. The speakers all spoke well, and they come up with something poignant every year, from the MC with the Legion. The Legion puts that on, and our mayor and our regional rep, and the Catherine Morgan, who spoke as well from that perspective. It was just it was a terrific event out there, and there had to be, Fred, I don't know, I didn't do a count, but there were hundreds of people in the park, and it was just a nice, upbeat, believe it or not, an awesome experience, and something that made me feel proud as a Thorold resident.
Thank you, Dan. Rihanna, is Rihanna still on?
No, I have nothing to comment other than congratulations, Leslie, because as a point in, that's what Dan had said about the mental health crisis. There also is a demand for volunteers to help with all our crises we are dealing with. So every one of you, pat on the back for continuing your service, because that's what's needed. And the sun looked like it shined. Fortunately, I didn't make it this year as I'm laid up. And the Remembrance Day ceremony, what I did see on TV was lovely for most areas today. So it's a good thing to remember.
Thank you, Rihanna, and speedy recovery. Elaine?
Where'd she go?
Elaine left the meeting a little bit ago. She wrote in the chat.
Yeah, she's not.
She had to leave. She said, happy holidays if I don't see you all before then.
Okay, she's also having recovering health-wise too from her surgery. Okay, I have something.
Hence age friendly.
Pardon?
Hence the age friendly.
Okay, did I miss anybody before I do my just quick little spiel? Going once. Have I missed anybody that wants to say something? Okay, I just want to give you a quick update. One of the reasons I'm burnt out also is, well, there's a couple of reasons, but one of them is because Age Friendly Niagara network is there's been a lot going on there. Okay, so besides the virtual booth that we spent $130 on with 7 or 8 or other municipalities, I lost track, 3 products were produced. The video, which I've sent you, I sent a link. There was the pamphlet that was produced, and we're going to get copies of that pamphlet. And that was sponsored by Seasons. And there was a virtual booth, and we have a space on the virtual booth at the Global Conference on Aging. So I did a little blurb on all the things we've done, and there's some pictures, and it's on the virtual booth. So that conference, I think, is going on this week or next week. It's supposed to be like 500 people in person, and a number, lots of people who are going to join online. So that's one thing about the International Conference on Aging. The Age Friendly Niagara Network is transitioning to an Age Friendly Niagara Council on Aging. So it's going to be a council on aging. It's going to have formal membership. There's going to do an interim phase until next June, and then there'll be a formal council starting June of next year. And part of the Age Friendly Niagara Council is going to be the Age Friendly Niagara Alliance. The 12 municipalities, whether they're senior centers or whether they're age friendly, they're going to be part of the alliance. And 2 members of the alliance are going to be on the Age Friendly Niagara Network. So lots of changes there that are happening And the other big thing is that in cooperations with the Age Friendly Niagara Council and 211, a new portal has been developed from the 211 information. And it's kind of like a one-stop shopping, and it gives you a lot of information about where to go for different things. Hopefully there's going to be a formal announcement sometime this next month or the January on the portal on the new direction that the Age Friendly Niagara Council is going. And hopefully we'll have a demonstration of the portal at some point in the new year, so you know what the portal is. So all of those things are happening with Age Friendly Niagara Council, and this is all with absolutely almost little money. They did get a grant for the portal, obviously, and all volunteers, and this is what volunteers can do, and the little bit of money they were able to get from the municipality. So lots happening there. So that's all I have to say on that. The next meeting will be held on January 13th, 2022, other than our informal luncheon in December at 1 o'clock. It's virtually unless otherwise advised by the city. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Oriana, a seconder? Anybody? Marilyn? Okay,
Everyone.
Anybody, all in favor? Okay, that's not too bad. 207, guys.
Very good.
Thank you so much. Joanne, again, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Hopefully see everyone December 9th.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Hope to see you there. I plan on being at the luncheon.
Great.
So do I.
Bye,
I'll
bye, guys.
send out something the week before, the Monday before.
Thanks.
Terrific. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.